Sorry about that. Hey guys, how you doing? Trying something out new. Happy Monday to you all. I'm using StreamYard, so we might have another guest show up. We'll see. I sent out a link. So thanks for stopping by, whoever you are. Hope everything is working fine. Let me know in the comments if let me know if the sound is okay. I have some music playing in the background, but I don't know if you guys can hear it or if it's too loud. Just let me know. Everyone's drawing right now, huh? Who else is drawing? Please let me know. Let's see. But only one person is drawing modded right now. Good to see you, Jeff Potts. Hey, how you doing, Christina Lynn? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by too. Happy Monday. If you guys haven't already, please feel free to like and if possible share this video if you think anybody is into watching live Drawstream. So yeah, just like I said, feel free to like. Thanks for doing so. It's a new format for me because I'm using StreamYard, so I'm hoping everything is smooth. It seems like the sound, hopefully the sound's pretty good. Let me know if the sound's okay for you guys. I got music playing. I don't know if this new mic picks it up though. Oh, Jiminy Cricket, see? Eric. Oh my gosh. See, I sent a link to Jiminy Cricket. I was going to send a link to Eric. It's hilarious. The one time I decided to use StreamYard. Hey, Andrew Hayes. How's it going, man? Yeah, my first time using StreamYard. I'm going to try to get banners and stuff like that going, maybe some video sound bites. But yeah, let me know, like I said, everybody. I keep saying that the music sounds loud where I am, but maybe it's not loud. Maybe it's just me. My voice is loud. Let's see. Get my pencil set right here. So let's see. Yeah, everything's going good. I'm live streaming from my brother's place. So hopefully I have everything with me that I need because I packed up for this journey. It wasn't too much of a drive, but and unfortunately I'm still finishing up this last page. I say unfortunately because I wanted to finish it a few days ago, and here's the one page I was working on. It's finished. I don't know if you guys can see it. Toys R Us. This is where it takes place, at least part of the story here. Champion shows up. He's getting ready to play some one-on-one Nerf blasting with this kid, and the dad's not too happy about it. Let's see. Going good, Andy says. What kind of sketch pad are you drawing your layouts in? Size looks like it makes doing the panels pretty easy. Yeah, it's basically Japanese use different size, they use centimeters, right? So if you want to translate centimeters, this is what I use. But it basically is close to 8.5 by 11. Maybe it's a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. But yeah, I use this one, and At first I started using it, I was only doing one side, you know, one page, flip it over, one page. But I realized to use it to my advantage, I started doing them so it actually reads like the comic book read. So then I can kind of tell, you know, what I'm doing side by side with pages. And it helped kind of, you know, with the layouts. This is one panel I need to do. This is the one right here I'm working on. So you got the champion. He's looking over a trophy. And here comes in the ambassador. He's a little swarmy guy. Hey, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, though, man. Hey, thanks, Christina Lynn. Yeah, I just I gotta get going on this thing, so I'm gonna try to finish up this live stream. I was only planning on doing the live stream for an hour, but I think I might do the full 2 hours. So if you guys have free time, you can stick around or just, you know, stay as long as you can. You know, Andy looks like he's got to go back to do some things at work. Conference room. Yeah, I like it because I can do all my layouts in one book, and I don't, you know, you can't. I used to do it on separate sheets of paper, and I'd lose the individual sheets. So yeah, but I got to go on this one. This is the last one I did. And you kind of see how I changed some things. Like here's the page that see that bottom panel. I thought I'd show more of the crowd, the bottom panel, so I got some close-ups. Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry about that. I'm doing it off camera. I hate that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this. There we go. So how you guys been doing, man? You guys had a great weekend, I hope? It's pretty busy for me. I tried some new places. I had there's a place called Mochi Nut, and it's like it's kind of like a mochi donut. So Mochi Nut, hence the name. Pretty good. It's expensive, but thankfully they're so good, and they're not heavy, really heavy, but they're not light. So you can have like one. I had 1.5, and I was good to go. But basically, they look like donuts, but they're like little, like almost like little, like those donut holes, and they're all just basically stuck together, and they have different flavors and everything. But man, so good, chewy, delicious. We had I had a glazed one, and then I had a banana. I had a banana frosting with sprinkled with cocoa pebbles, and then I had, what else did I have? Milk. I think it was called I don't know if it was buttermilk. I don't know. It was pretty good. Let's see. Andy says weekend was pretty good. Had a busy day on Friday though. Yeah, I saw your message. Christina, Mochi Nut sounds like something from Big Hero 6. Yeah, I know, doesn't it? Doesn't sound real. I'm telling you, this place is good though. It was packed out too. But this is the thing. It's expensive because for three of the donuts, they're probably about like that big. It's like $9. But like I said, I just split it 1.5 each with, you know, 2 people split a box. To me, it was pretty filling. You pull out one of the balls because it's like each ball is like about that big, and you chew it. It's, you know, you savor it. Then the next one, it lasts pretty good. I mean, it's, you know, it's not like you hork it down like a regular Dunkin' Donuts. It's a little heavier, I think. So, but people were buying like, I seen people buying 2 dozen of those things, and 1 dozen costs like $30 for a box. So they're dropping like $60 for 2 dozen. That's what I draw the line. Maybe they're doing it for an office party or something, and maybe everybody chipped in with some. That would make sense, but darn, $60. Sorry, that's too much for me. For donuts, well, mochi nuts. But anyway, they were good. To me, it was worth buying 3 of them. I gotta figure out using StreamYard. I guess to give you a 7-day trial. I should have asked Jiminy about how to use this. But yeah, I don't know. So far, it seems pretty smooth. I mean, it seems like it's working out pretty well. It's not as complicated as I thought it would be, StreamYard. These guys are, you know, this culture that we live in today. I mean, this guy's getting electrocuted, and they're like taking like video for YouTube for it. Poor guy. He lost the match. It was frisbee golf, and yeah, the sentence for losing, or the result of losing one of the games against the champion is death. So death from above. You get electrocuted. They have some device that I guess monitors the game. I gotta figure out what a frisbee golf goal post looks like. Poor electrocuted guy. Yeah, I don't know what a frisbee golf player looks like, so I pictured a guy with kind of like long hair or froey hair with a headband. So he's getting electrocuted, so it's like static, bam, just give him a skull face. I was trying to make it cartoony, funny, because you know, doing too many people getting electrocuted and getting killed on this type of game thing seems a little bit harsh. So I thought I'd lighten it up by making it a little bit funny. Maybe the viewer can think he survives. You know, the reader can say, "Hey, maybe survive." Who knows? Let's see here. You kind of see a little bit of the that reflection in the white. That's the whiteout corrections I made. I didn't like some of the rendering, so I decided to go a little bit less is more kind of rendered. You can see it. The beautiful thing is when you scan it in, you don't see that. You just see black and white. That's one thing I like about black and white art. It's easier to make corrections on that type of thing. I mean, you can do it with color too, corrections. I had to learn how to do that when I was doing a lot of painting. Let's see, frisbee golf. Let's look at some images. Oh, okay, there we go. I see it. I think I've seen this in the park before. The frisbee golf, the goals, whatever you want to call them. They look like a little. Let's see, they look like little. I don't know what they look like. They remind me a little bit of those tether ball. It looks like a bird feeder almost, in a way. Have you guys, any of you played frisbee golf before? I don't know if it's a California thing. Probably it's a California thing. It seems like a California thing. So it looks like these little chains hang from the top of this little disc or cylinder. These little chains hang, and then the frisbee, I guess, goes inside, hits the pole. It's like the main center pole, and then these chains kind of slow it down, and then it falls into this basket, the wire basket here. So I'm going to draw a frisbee who's landing into the basket. I was wondering what this frisbee goalpost looked like. And I just freehand rough it in. Then I just go in with, if I need like a French curve or something to make it look a bit better. Depending, sometimes I do it by hand because it's just, I don't know, it looks more interesting to look at when it's kind of sloppy or a little roughed up. But I rough everything by hand first and figure out the actual geometric shapes with tools afterwards. But I just want placement done. So it's frisbee golf. That's how it's played. Okay, I see. Frisbee golf, I think it's just kind of like golf. I'm assuming you throw it as far as you can towards the goal, and then wherever it lands, you pick up and you try to throw it closer. Like here's the if you make out the goals, here's people throwing it right into the chain. Yeah. Frisbee golf. I've seen them out here. That's why I assumed it's a California thing. Yeah. And the frisbees are like specially weighted. I think I've actually seen them at the stores, and they have like a weight to them. There's different weights. Strange game, strange. Yet strange. A lot more strange things happen in California than frisbee golf. I can tell you that. Personal experience. A lot more strange and sometimes not terrifying, but sometimes terrifying, but definitely strange. Yeah, places like Mochi Nut pretty good. We kind of try to experiment and try different places in the area. We live like in the Asian area of town, and there's a lot of restaurants and stuff, and we try to find some places that once in a while that we can check out. It's not like we eat out all the time, but when we do, we figure, hey, we'll try out some places. And there we go. Okay, there's our frisbee golf. Okay. Now I gotta figure out this page. It's gonna be fun. This bottom panel I made. This is the part that is kind of like I gotta learn to have more fun with, because here, let's see how to stretch it out. It entails drawing characters that don't really matter to the story. I mean they matter as far as backdrop go, right? So they're not main characters. You just kind of have to make up some characters. So that's why sometimes I'll throw friends in the background as characters. But a lot of times, sometimes I'll just make up some fun characters, just people I see actually on the street, styles of clothes and stuff. I'll draw things I know, especially out here, like in California. There's some unique looks, unique things going on style-wise. Hey, it's El Gargoyle. Hasn't been a long time, man. Good to see you. Christina, let's see. People where I live are obsessed with cornhole. I'm almost afraid to ask what that is. I don't know what that is, so. There we go. Whoa, what was that? It's a game where you toss bean bags on a board with a hole in it. Oh, it started off as a backyard game. It turned into Spawn TV. Yeah, you know what? I actually did notice that, and I went to a bowling alley, and it was like people playing that in the corner, like it was like they're drinking and just playing that, and I'm like, that's the game we used to play in the backyard, yeah, as a kid at birthday parties. I was kind of like didn't get it. I mean, I knew what it was, but I never heard of cornhole. That's funny. Cornhole. For some reason, I think was it Beavis and Butthead? When I hear that term, is it Cornholio or something like that? Cornholio. Hey, Geek of the Week, how's it going, man? Good to see you. It's going great. I'm just trying to catch up on work. I'm starting to kind of go back to digital art. Um, I I used to do digital art. Um, my computer and stuff in the past, I had a breakdown on me, and I never replaced it for like a year, right? And I just started going back to traditional, and then I just stayed with traditional because I was like, man, it's been a while since I did traditional. I was like, I enjoyed it so much, I didn't even want to go back. But I'm thinking of going digital for some upcoming stuff, projects like illustration. I mostly post black and white art. You may have noticed on my social media. But I think to get a little bit more eyes on my work, I need to start doing some more color. So I started getting back into digital just for that reason. But as well, I'm also thinking of doing some new comic projects digitally. So yeah, I'm working on I'm working on this book. I'm finishing this up, and on this after I get caught up on some of this work that I'm doing with the modded, I'm be doing some page layouts for another book that my brother and I are working on. It Mike wrote. Hey Becky, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're staying cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna be going not fully digital. I'm gonna do digital like I'm gonna do the rest of this modded comic traditional, and there's gonna be some perks with the campaign where I'll be actually offering up some of these original pages for some of the perks. So gotta stick to that. But I'm gonna do some books projects like digital because it's quicker, and I don't really have a lot of people buying original pages from me. They buy like original illustrations and stuff like that, but they're not a lot of comic art um, customers. I don't know, at least for me right now. So I'm more like concerned, I guess, with my deadlines and finishing things on time, just getting projects done. Digital is faster, but I'm also trying to kind of figure out my approach with digital because whenever you mix it up with a new pen or new tool for art, your drawing approach kind of changes. So I have to kind of still kind of get back into that groove. Hey, comics legend. Hey Matt, we'll be doing a Mad Max inspired indie comic. Love to see it in your style. I got a bunch of stories. I have one that's I have some apocalyptic story that I actually did like 50 page layouts for a few years ago, but I haven't actually gotten around to drawing it. But I wrote it out and I drew about 50 pages. I wanted to be at least 100-page book. Um, so I want to get going on those too. That's why I think I'm doing it digitally. I was just going to scan in my layouts and just work over top of them digital and just draw all the pages. So I'm going to give it a try. I'm adding like digital gray tones to this book. It's being colored, but um, there's some things I want to do, like some zipatone effects, the dot, pattern effects, and yeah. But yeah, digital. I think digital is I think digital is good. I mean, that seems like a lot of people are doing digital, especially the next gen of artists are like some of them are just strictly digital. You can see the art online, and sometimes you can't even tell. I mean, sometimes because of the apps and stuff, or the brush or pen tools that they actually create, because you create your own tools. Like in I know you can do it in Clip Studio, which is what I use. So they do some. It looks like real pencil and looks like ink, you know, and it's really nice. But there's a you have to maintain your analog digital non-digital art skills as well, because drawing digital, it does if you do strictly digital, it will affect your ability to you know, you kind of start losing it. Like if you don't use it, you lose it, like the muscles, you know, right? Muscle memory. Like using your skills you learn handling ink on paper and the different, because let's put it this way, drawing is drawing, right? Whether you use a pencil like this or a pen stylus. But the thing is with a stylus, you don't have to do as much like variance on your the way you hold the pen. Like for instance, I mean they're making them now so you can do this where you kind of shade sideways with the pen tool, but it still doesn't. You don't have to do that. You can set your brush settings so you can just always have the same hand motion or movement, and you get different line qualities with the same exact motion, which is not obviously you can't do that with real analog tools. So if you do digital for a long time without doing in between like just sketches to kind of get your skills, you can kind of like lose a little bit of that. And so you got to kind of rediscover. And now I kind of discovered the same thing with digital. I have to kind of rediscover the digital drawing skills while I'm drawing. It's a different, totally different feel to everything. But man, I love analog. That's just my favorite drawing. Pen, paper, pencils. I love pencil, man. I love the way it sounds when it goes across the paper. I love the way it feels when it goes across the paper. That you can just tell when it's a good line stroke. It just feels good. And yeah, I know you can get textured surfaces for your tablet and stuff like that, but it's just not the same, you know. It's funny. I went to a coffee shop and I was drawing these comic pages, and I had like all these tools out, you know, my pencil, erasers, pens, paper, and I'm drawing at my table with Becky, and I look over and there's a couple next to us, and they're drawing. They're also drawing, but they're all drawing with tablets. They had the laptop out there, and the one guy had a tablet. She had her tablet, and she was drawing. And here I am with my giant 11 by 17 Bristol paper drawing at the coffee shop. Oh man. Let's see, comics legend. See, that's a great idea. Instead of 100 page, just print the first 50 and do part 2 with the other 50. Yeah, I could do something like that too. You know, because where I leave off in that story in the 50-page break, there's like a natural break in that story, a downtime. But that's a good idea, actually. Becky, trying to stay cool, hard to wear a mask. Yeah, wearing a mask and being in 90-degree temperature is not really an easy way to stay cool. Sorry about that. Geek of the week. Yeah, some of the digital artists are really good. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, they know they grew up just drawing on tablets, and you see little kids just drawing on tablets. Um, if I have kids, they're going to be drawing on pencil and paper, and of course I'll let them draw on tablets too. But I want them to draw on pencil and paper as well to develop those skills. It's a totally different skill. I'm telling you, man. Using not just pencils but brushes, brush pens. Like the way I hold and use this pen is totally different than the way I hold pencils and use the pencil.
And learning how to fix mistakes you make.
Yeah, learn how to fix mistakes. There's no undo button. There's no new layer to overlay.
It's also how you develop your own style.
Yeah, you develop your own style because of the different corrections that you make. Like for instance,
mistakes become something that you like, so you replicate it over and over, and it
Yeah.
becomes part of the style.
And by the way, that's my brother Mikey on the side. Just so if you're wondering, it's not. I'm not talking to myself in different voices. but yeah, but it's like yeah, it's like goes away. But look at this is if you kind of see here, I was showing you earlier. I was showing you that the whiteout, right? Well, when you go over top of this, you have to figure out. You have to use different brush strokes. You can't just You know, you have to use different line because it's not going to be the same surface as the paper. So you got to figure out. Also, sometimes that white, when you go over top of the ink, it makes it bleed. It turns to gray instead of white. It won't actually cover it, depending on the ink you use. So you got to figure out ways of kind of finessing the line, the ink. And yeah, these are things you don't really have to think about when you're doing digital. Okay, just one trick just kind of covers everything. You delete, cover up. And yeah, I mean, there's other problems that present themselves with digital, but like crashing, your computer crashing, you're losing all your information. You don't put save and it crashes. That's a big pain. I heard someone say it's kind of like the equivalent of spilling ink all over your comic page. Let's see, Geek of the Week. Comics are like, I'm sure I like to look at, but I just put a hole in my hands. Oh, Stan Lee. Good old Stan Lee. Yeah, digital comics, drawing them. It's just about not just reading them, but drawing them. It's definitely definitely a different feel to them. Not just reading them. I'm definitely get a completely different feel reading them in a way. I guess. I mean, for me, I love smelling comics, so I'll open up a comic, and the first thing I do when I open up is sniff it. That's I don't know if that's just me, but I'll just smell it. And like I was talking to Mike, and he was saying this one comic opened up and it smelled horrible. And I'm like that, and Mike was like, that actually makes me not want to read it. And I'm like, so I guess that's one thing that's a problem that you can do away with digital. You don't have to worry about getting a nasty smelling print job, having that interfere with your readership, your readership's choice on whether to pick up your book or not. But I do like smelling the book, holding the paper in your hands, flipping through the book, carrying it with you. Okay, let's see. We got this guy. He's walking through a. I'm that's another thing too. I'm gonna confess up right now. I'm gonna confess, or just fess up. I should say, not confess. But I'm not big into drawing special effects, so I have to like increase my visual library of effects. So I gotta draw this guy walking through a portal. See, I kind of did it right here. I didn't like the way I did this, so I'm gonna actually fix it up in digital process when I scan it. But like I think guys like Kirby and all that, they had that kind of down pat, right? Of course, Japanese artists. I gotta study some more Japanese artists and see how they did their effects because they do some great effects too. The Japanese artists, different manga artists. And we already know the Japanese anime artists do it, but the manga artist, oh man, those guys kick butt too. I got some sample books here. I'm smelling them for inspiration besides looking at them. Books a million. Oh yeah, you walk into those paperback stores, man. Oh, they're so good. I love going into used bookstores. Let's see. I don't know. Could you guys hear that music when I was playing it? I don't even know if I should continue playing it if you couldn't hear it. Because this microphone I'm using, I think, has a noise cancellation thing. So I don't know if it was canceling out that reading my music as background noise. And yeah, let me know if you could hear any music. Well, it's not playing right now, but I mean earlier. Yeah, if you hear music now, it's in your head. Yeah, you can go ahead and play, since I can hear it at least. Here we go. Here we go. I think he's putting play on the music. Trying to get that queued up. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to draw this page and I'm going off screen. Is it playing? You have to go to track 2. Okay, you could hear the music. Okay, cool. He's playing it again. See, Comics Legend. Thanks, Christina. Comics Legend. Many bookstores are dying. Yeah, even Barnes and Noble. Every time I go there, it doesn't look like people are buying anything. They treat it like a library. You know what? I think it's kind of true. I mean, I noticed when I went up to buy my books there wasn't really much of a line. Actually, there was a line behind me afterwards, but yeah, it was pretty packed out though. I gotta say, at my Barnes Noble I went to, we have a few of them out here. Borders used to be my place until they closed that place down. Then I still used to go to Barnes Noble as well, but man, bookstores. Yeah, it's kind of like going away. Hopefully not. It probably will, but going away of places like Best Buy, not Best Buy, Blockbuster. Best Buy still manages to stay around. Their DVD section obviously is gone basically, which is sad. I used to go into those stores because of DVDs. Even the video games are kind of dwindling. People are downloading games now. All these systems download stuff. There we go. Get some grid going here for my background. I think I gotta move this still further down. There we go. So here we go. Yeah, now the bookstores have a bunch of toys and collectibles, which is cool. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I know that doesn't. I think they're trying to bring more people in by having things that aren't books, which kind of seems like it reinforces that it's not books you're going to the store for. Oh, you're back, Andrew. Welcome back. Let's see, Geek of the Week, Junk Comics. Andy Hayes, thanks. Thanks, you too. Welcome back, Andy. Yeah, I keep track of my time here too. See, how long have I been on here now? I'm trying to. Okay, I see it. Cool. 50 minutes. 50. I'm gonna try to finish this up. I'm gonna stay on probably for another. What time is it? 1, 2. I'll try to stay on for another 35 minutes, probably till 2 o'clock my time. So that means I gotta finish inking this because that's what I want to do. I probably will come close to it. These guys are kind of like Secret Service, you know, his little bodyguard. His bodyguard detail. And I know they kind of look like birds, so my mind, I start thinking, I don't know if anyone else started thinking, that was it, Murder Falcon. You ever see that comic, Daniel Warren Johnson? So these guys are going to be green, so there will be a big difference. It's going to be more like lizard, kind of reptilian, turtle-looking guys. See, I think I'm going to make this a dude. I got a bunch of women on the side there, so I'm going to make a guy. I think I might lower him down too. Let me see if I missed any comments here. So you had to change a couple of cables. They wanted things to be a little different. Okay. Geek of the Week. Most of the big two comics just aren't fun to read anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. They don't make them fun, man. They try to. The comics are too much like a soapbox, right? Instead of entertaining us, they want to try to preach to people. I mean, there's a way to get a message across and still be entertaining, but the people they're hiring, in large part, I think, or in too often, are not actually skilled in writing. They're just skilled in, pushing agitprop or whatever, a narrative. See, Andy, change that cables took too long. He said, I've stopped buying DC and Marvel comics about every 3 years. You stop buying them? Every time you go look at them, they just don't seem to be appealing. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm the same here with movies. Like I said, I like to harp on like a lot of the new movies. I mean, they're good movies being made still. But my argument is there's far less in number of good movies than there used to be. Which I don't think is really debatable. I mean, that's, to me, it just seems like obvious. I mean, sure, there were bad movies back in the day, but it seems like there's a lot more of them now. Even the movies that are considered bad back in the day are actually entertaining B movies. The movies today that are B movies are not entertaining, man. I try to watch them because I thought, oh, here's a B movie from 2015. I go, this might be fun, and it's like, nope. I was like, how can you make a B movie boring? I mean, a B movie, at least you have some type of leeway to do what you want outside of the you know formulaic Hollywood model. But it's like, no, we made it boring. See, Andy, too much talking in the modern comics and very little action. Yeah, I saw one page. Someone posted up a page on Facebook, and it was Colossus talking to Kitty Pryde, I think it was, and it was like, it was like this. Here's the page, right? And here's Kitty. Here's Colossus, and then here's like all the word balloons. I mean, this is literally what it was. It was just like word balloon, word balloon, word balloon, word balloon. It was just like, it was even worse. It was like layered here, going from here to here to here to here. It was all word balloons. I'm like, boom, and of course utilized the bottom, and it's like, it was insane. I'm like, are you kidding me? Don't tell me that wasn't all some type of, you know, diatribe being spouted out on the page. I'll give this guy some 80s jacket, you know, with the rolled up sleeves. Because I think that look should be coming back, you know? Kind of a cool look, in my opinion. Was it the Miami Vice? Someone made a comment about Miami Vice where they wore the suit coats, the sleeves roll up. It's like, you try wearing a sport jacket in Miami Heat, right? I think it was also they wanted to show their forearms, you know, like they got the manly forearms, so they wanted to show off that look tough, you know. Gotta show some type of muscle, right? Yeah, Waterworld. I actually like Waterworld. That's what I'm saying. Is Waterworld's not one of my favorite films. It's a fun movie though, and that's definitely something that a lot of films, too many films today, don't have. They don't have that. Oh, there's a movie coming out. It's called Karen. No, wait, not Karen. Well, there's one called Karen, but this one's called Carla or something like that. And it's this girl who's like, I don't know who she is, the actress. I don't recognize her, but it has some big name actors in it, and she's not one of them. But she's the main star, and she's just really bad. It's like an action movie where she's supposed to be some like, you know, trained assassin, but it's just, man, it's like painfully bad. You know, where you try to ignore some things just to see, you know, what the movie's gonna be like, and man, it's so bad. She can't even do action. Yeah, the '90s X-Men, '90s X-Men, man, the cartoon that was fun. Yeah, they're using modeled software. Yeah, they do that, you know. And to me, it's, I can say if you're gonna do that because you're doing some like type of complex, you know, layout, shot or action or something, that makes sense. You can utilize something like that. You're drawing like, instead of drawing a whole motorcycle, you can digitally have a, you have a digital file or a model of a motorcycle, and then you can digitally draw a guy on top of it or whatever. But I don't know. But yeah, drawing strictly for models. it's too limiting, like, because sure it makes it easier drawing, but then it's like, does it make it easier telling stories? Because sometimes the story, the type of the mood you want, it's not going to have the same impact with a really well laid out full figure. Sometimes you got to distort it to give it that weird vibe or action cool vibe. And yeah, it's good. It's a good artist tool to use, I think, but too many people to rely on it because they don't know how to actually, interpret reality in a unique way, I guess, or entertaining way. Which is, that's what kind of a comic artist or even film, you know, that's what they do in film. You're interpreting reality, how you view uh, events. Isn't it crazy? It gets, I don't know. For me, this gets kind of like, gets me irritated is when you have one event happen and it's just blatantly like, it's just, it went down right one way, but then everybody sees it going on a different way. The same event, exact same situation, everything, and it's just like, that's reality though. It's irritating, but people's perceptions, you have to take that into account, And basically with art, the way you want to draw is based on your perception and also your tastes, and which are actually developed by the way you view things too. Well, but as an artist, I try to, like you said, you try to look at a wide variety of artists who think differently than you, have different perspectives than you, and you glean something from them. And I don't know where I was going with that, but there you have it. Okay, I think I'm gonna start inking at least these foreground characters so I can get finished or close to finished here. See, it says, I mean, look at those, how much they work with, how much work you put into the hand holding the phone. Gives you see the trace pose or modeling software, copy a magazine picture. Yeah, yeah. I mean, see, that's one, I think, for instance, for me, drawing the hand and trying to come up with the look of it is fun, but I do also take photos of myself doing actions that I can't, like in my mind, just trying to imagine it. My mind's like, okay, I'm having trouble with the structure of this hand, and I don't want to waste my time like drawing over and over and over again, especially on deadlines, right? So I'll go and I'll take a photograph of myself holding something like a phone, and then like, okay, I got the hand, and it takes me literally, after I get the photo, I mean, it takes me literally just like 30 seconds sometimes just to draw that hand. Like right now, I've been drawing over and over this one, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I can do this hand. And it doesn't have to be exact. It can be off, but as long as it's believable enough for the structure, like where I don't have his thumb like down here, you know what I mean? So it's like people are like, what the heck is that? I mean, as long as it looks close to the structure, the real structure of a hand, then people will buy it, right? As long as it's buyable. And plus, if you're doing more of a style like mine is more manga, cartoony, you kind of get away with some things. But my background is traditional illustration, so I got to fight that tendency to want to always try to perfect anatomy, perfect drawings, because it does eat up a lot of time, and that's what I'm always kind of like fighting against, is being too picky. Like right now, for instance, like that thumb is bugging me, and everybody has different shaped thumbs. I don't know what it is. Oh, I see what it is. See, now I'm using my own thumb. I don't need a photo. I got my thumb right here I can utilize. Why was I not doing that? This finger looks too long. There we go. Yeah, this is becoming a little too much now. Okay, I'm just gonna have to leave it. Good enough. Good enough. People are gonna look at these panels for like maybe 3 seconds. So I just gotta get working. But I'm gonna finish inking right now. That's another thing too, is you gotta realize there's certain pages maybe where you do a splash page or something and it's got a lot of work into it, and you're like, okay, people are gonna look at this page longer than 3 seconds. So you're more than happy to kind of put that work into it. But for the most part, it's true. People aren't going to be looking at these little tiny panels. Maybe artists might look at it. They might study some other people's, because I study artists' panels and stuff, even little things. I try to figure out what in the world are they doing, or why were they doing this. But for the most part, yeah, it's funny how much too I'll see artists I really like do something like that's off on their comic page, and a lot of times it doesn't bug me. I'm like, because it's so small and consequential in the vast scheme of the entire page and the page entirety. It's like, it doesn't really matter if sunglasses are a little off. Look what's happening on the page. See the difference that you can call back to what? To that and draw it from your mind. Whereas the kids from the big two these days probably cannot. Yeah, that's true. You can also pose an action. Yeah, I pose action figures. Actually, I'm building a clay model. I haven't done it yet. I bought the clay. Modeling tools, the sculpting tools. I'm gonna clay sculpt this champion. I'm making a bust out of clay, and then you can bake it so it hardens. I'm using Super Sculpey. That way I can draw him from any angle. Because I'm gonna do some action scenes where he's gonna be some real extreme angles, and I want to be able to utilize lighting and kind of play around with that character, keep him consistent. Consistency is important to me too. So I heard that there was a certain comic pro that copies poses of from naughty magazines. Puts the characters some. You know what? Wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised at all. I found myself doing something with this girl's arm that's getting me into some hot water. Because now I got to figure out, do I really need to change it? I think I'm giving her overalls. Okay, let's see. You heard good things about the Dune movie? That's cool. My initial tendency, as some of you may know, is to bag on all those new movies coming out, but I don't know, maybe it'll be good. Not. No, no, it could be good. I don't know. I don't really have too much faith in Hollywood as of late. But you never know. There's still a lot of good films being made today. And actually, you know what's funny is, like, I think I've told you this before, people in my chat. Um, but I love a lot of different Korean films being made and TV shows for Netflix. Some really good stuff. I mean, the actors, production value, the writing, just a lot of top-notch stuff. Hey, Fly Fox Pro, say that 5 times fast. How's it going? It's been a while. Good to see you. See, Geek of the Week, he says, but it is a wonderful attention to details that in the foreground that makes you such a... Oh, thanks. Thanks for the generous words. Let's see. Yeah, I'm learning how to learning the economy of drawing. I think drawing comics is about economy, like, well, the martial arts economy of movement, right? Comics economy of lines, but not just lines, but what to draw on each panel. Or how much to draw. Let's see, what was that? The new Halo game? Oh, because of these guys. These guys right here. Now this is for my book Modded. They're like a reptilian race. They call them the Beaks. And they're fashioned off of like turtles, snapping turtles. I took some photos. I of course changed it. I don't want to look like too much like a snapping turtle. He almost looks like a dinosaur, almost like a bird. Depends on but he's gonna be green. I believe green is the color, so. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm inking off screen here. Gotta watch it. Gotta keep looking up. Hey, thanks, Fly Fox. Okay, let's see. What time is it? Okay, I'm getting close.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to finish inking, but I'm trying to get enough done at least. Don't need to see. I'm doing unnecessary details right now. That's one thing I have to keep telling myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. I like the Alex Toth approach where he's like less is more, right? I think I'm doing an Andrew McCarthy character right here. Subconsciously, I was drawing him from behind, the character from Pretty in Pink. The snobby, well, he's not snobby, but the rich kid who likes Molly Ringwald. He's also in Weekend at Bernie's. Hey, Sharon Marlowe, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by the stream. Trying to catch Doug over on Locals. Okay. So you've been looking, I think I'm assuming as a Doug is Doug to Naples, right? See Fly Fox. I've also been looking at Toth, especially since the story I'm drawing has Cars. And oh yeah, Toth, man, he did great. That one was a Cars cartoons book. It was one of my favorite Toth books. I mean, he's done tons of great work, but I mean, you can tell that cartoons book, he did it fast, and man, it looks so beautiful. It was like, man, the way he made his decisions, and he had to do them fast for the art, and it just, man, it looks so good. the style, like, changed obviously according to his deadlines. But oh man, it's so good. Let's see, make sure I get this. You got this little swarmy, the ambassador here. Even characters like this, where he seems he's like not a good guy. I don't want him. I want to make him at least somewhat enjoyable, or humorous, or something to look at. Some quality that makes people not just totally hate his guts. So maybe the way he looks will make people hate his guts. I don't know. Either way, hopefully it's entertaining for people. Because I look at him and I kind of makes me chuckle the way he looks. So I get a kick out of his mannerisms. Like I say, my influence is a little bit of the Penguin, Danny DeVito's Penguin. I don't know if you kind of see the Danny DeVito type of Penguin makeup job on him. His like nose looks like almost like just goes right into his forehead. Make sure I get this on camera here. It's the whole point of the live streams, so you guys see me draw. I don't know if any of you are Transformers fans, but they're going to be releasing the original 1986 Transformers movie in theaters. And I think there's like some type of special additional, like, I don't know if it's footage or what. They're going to have something else going. So I've never seen the movie in the theater, so that'd be kind of cool. What other Doug? Sharon Marlowe. That's true. I don't know any other Dougs. Very true. Oh, we'll see you later, Sharon. War Room time to see you over at Mike's when it's time to vote. Yeah, thanks, Sharon. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Have a good week. Oh, thanks, Fly Fox. Yeah, I want to make sure the characters, like, they're no names, right? But I want to make sure there's something going on. How do people react when they see some giant, huge alien dude going through a portal? They whip up their cell phones, right? Let's see, what Transformer show or movie is the best? I like the original Transformers. They have a new series on Netflix that was it was the original Transformers, like, but it's 3D animation, and they kind of like revamped the story. So I'm not sure how. I think it's supposed to be. It takes place in Cybertron, the beginning of the story. I think it's supposed to show how they crash on Earth. But yeah, the 1980 was it 85 or 86? I thought it was 86. But yeah, anyways, man, that animation is crazy, and the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack. It's really good. The 1980s Transformers movie, though, that is like all Japanese animation, and it's awesome. Yeah, Optimus Prime dying. I mean, they killed off in that movie. They killed off a bunch of like really famous Transformer Autobots and stuff. What's crazy about that movie? Leonard Nimoy does the voice in the movie of the main villain, as well as Orson Welles. Then you got Robert Stack does the voice of own character. He's from the Unsolved Mysteries TV show. Of course, he's from the Airplane movies as well, and other movies before that. But and you have Weird Al Yankovic does some music for the movie. Some great '80s like rock and roll with that film. Awesome stuff. But yeah, Optimus Prime, man. You know the guy who's the voice of Optimus Prime? I think he's like, what is he, 80 or something like that, or actually he might be 90. I don't know. He's pretty old, but he's still around. Yeah, and we'll clean this up. This is all the initial line work right now and we'll clean it up accordingly, like whatever characters need, which are obviously these guys are the main characters. These are the backgrounds, so they're not going to be as important as far as like line quality and everything goes. But yeah, these guys, Secret Service bodyguards are going to be wearing black, so I'm going to be mostly filling in black space with these guys. Have them stand out from the background, from I should say from the foreground of these guys. So let's see, where are we at? Spoiler is older than most. Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, Optimus Prime dies. Oh, the soundtrack is awesome, man. The soundtrack is Lion is the opening. It's like got this great drum opening for the Transformers. They rock it up, and it's got the hair band, like voice singing. It's awesome. See, Optimus Prime, the voice he played, Eeyore. He might have. You know what he did, Christina? He played. He did the voice of Predator, which is that sound Predator makes in the original movie. That weird kind of like, that I can't do it as well, but he did that. Came up with that sound because he said when he saw the way the creature looked, he remembered seeing this dying crab on its back laying on the beach, and it made this bubbly, gurgly sound as his legs were kind of slowly kicking, his legs up in the air. And so he pictured that. And but he said doing the voice for Predator actually, he said it made his throat start to bleed because he had to do it so much, and he had to use this real guttural type of, from the back of your throat sound. I mean, yeah, that's gotta be. I've actually hurt my throat trying to make sound effects or voice, try to imitate voices, and it's like, oh, that was a bad idea. I can only imagine doing that for a living in a sound booth, and you're doing this voice that actually hurts your vocal cords. So here we go. So you kind of get rid of some of the pencil, and you kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. See, you think Optimus Prime. Let's see, we got that one already. The voice actor's name is Peter. That's it. Peter. Sorry, I lost it. Peter Cullen. That's it. He's cartoon royalty. Oh yeah, he is. Man, he's done a lot of voices. Who did Megatron? I can't remember if he's the one who did Megatron too. He did a couple of more than one character. He did Optimus Prime and a bunch of other Autobots, but I can't remember. I don't think he did Megatron. Galvatron though is voiced by Leonard Nimoy in the movie. And like I said, Orson Welles, they distort his voice, but he's got that cadence. But it's definitely worth checking out the movie if you haven't seen it. It's funny because the movie takes place in the future, in the year 2005. Oh, it was the last movie Orson Welles did before he died. Yeah. Wow, a month before he died. I heard something similar to that. Yeah, that he died. That was the last movie. Last performance was Transformers. Frank Welker did the TV series. Okay. Yeah, good old man. Yeah, that movie. I'm definitely. I want to see it in the theater, so I'm gonna have to go check it out. I'll probably end up seeing it in the theater because I don't know. You don't get me a chance to see old movies in theaters like that. That'd be fun. See, we're going to figure out this effect for this. I'm going to make it look more interesting than what it is right now on the page. So, like I said, I might do that digitally because then I can play around with it without erasing and redrawing constantly. But let's pull back a little bit. Okay, so here we go. So I drew out the Frisbee golf goal, or whatever you call it. And got to finish up this, inking this right here. I'm going to add some shadows stuff in there. We got the champion with his trophy. He just won. He doesn't look too impressed by the trophy. Kind of a dinky trophy, at least in his hands. And then you got the ambassadors coming up and introducing himself and getting the champion ready for the next competition. And they travel as the audience looks on. And where they travel to Toys R Us to pick up his tools of the trade for the next competition, which is going to be the NERF competition with our heroes. So I'm gonna finish these pages. I'm gonna finish this page later today, and I'm gonna have some more pages. I got 3 more pages I'm gonna be jumping on, so I will show you guys those next week. But I might show you sooner because, like I said, I want to try to get these live streams going right now, more than once a week. So I do my random stream once in a while too, but every Monday I do it at 12 noon. Today was 12:30 because I was running a little bit late. Had to run to FedEx Kinko's, and we still have those. But yeah, every Monday, 12 noon Pacific time. You can tune in for Drawstream, and I'll just draw modded comic pages. And the random streams, I'll usually draw like random sketches, but I'll probably be drawing more comic pages this week, random on the random streams. So check those out. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and you keep up to date on the latest post. I'm gonna try to do some other videos too. You know, like I have a GoPro camera I want to kind of take around, and maybe I can film some of the locations where I go to get art supplies, like Daiso. I don't know if you guys have a Daiso where you live, but stuff like that. Some other videos besides just live streams. And yeah, I'll be going on doing that. So subscribe, and I'm also on Twitter. You can see the links in the description. Twitter, I post up my art, on also Instagram. And yeah, check it out there. Subscribe, follow. And thanks everybody stopping by, man. Thanks Geek of the Week, Andrew Hayes. Hey, Nighthawk Warrior, good to see you. Sorry, I'm ending just now. And Sharon Marlowe, Christina Lynn, and also Fly Fox Pro. Just gonna go make sure I say hello to everybody who showed up here. So I appreciate you guys showing up and you know, spending time with me as I'm working. Hopefully it's entertaining for you to watch, and I appreciate you guys being here so I can have someone to talk with and share the stuff with. But yeah, comics legend, thanks for stopping by as well. Of course, Becky's 80s, and then Jeff Potts always stops by at least at the beginning. I know he's probably busy too working. Yeah, thanks you guys. I appreciate you all, and hopefully next time we'll have someone like Jiminy Cricket if he's not live streaming, have him jump in, and maybe Eric. I'm gonna try some other artists come in. My brother Mikey too. But stay tuned. You never know, they might jump in the next stream. So thanks guys for also liking the video, and I will see you guys later. You have a great week, and like I said, stay tuned. I might do some live streams. I'm gonna try to get going on those as well. I know it's been busy, but if you got time to kill and you just happen to be around while I throw up a video, I appreciate you stop by, say hello. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. You guys have a great week. And like I said, also Wednesday, Drawn and Quartered on Blacklist Universe. It's in the links in the description on YouTube channel. And we do a live draw stream with like 7 or 8 other comic artists, and we have a fun time just, you know, competing, friendly competition with each other. You can vote on who the winner is. So stay tuned. I don't know what the topic is, but it will be interesting to say the least. I want to try to get the Matrix going on there. We'll see if we get the Matrix going. I don't know if everybody's into that, but I'm interested in seeing what Mike does and what Kevin does and Siege does for the Matrix. So, but I'll see you guys later. You have a good week. Take it easy. God bless.